Joe Hero is. Where? So you're saying Lindsey Graham loses hero status to you because you think there are some negative things about Lindsey Graham.
About his character, particularly.
Specifically.
That he's a racist.
When was he a racist?
Okay.
People like me that were on the right, I've been upfront about this, used to mock him and say not very nice things about him because he was not racist. I just think it's really funny when I'm hearing people describe the one guy on the right.
Pepe, are you still on the far right, Pepe? Are you still on the far right, Pepe?
Yeah, I'm super far right.
I would like to say something about
I
would like to say something about Lindsey Graham, please. I'm an Iranian, born in Iran. There are plenty of rooms going on right now by public speakers, by Iranians, that are mourning Lindsey Graham's death. Lindsey Graham was not a racist, okay? He was
We're talking about Charlie Kirk.
Pepe, be quiet.
We were talking about Charlie Kirk.
Also, Iranians are white, so you can't be racist.
Pepe just called Glow a dumb bitch. Please kick Pepe from the stage. That is unacceptable behavior, Pepe.
Marshall, you said Hitler was a hero because he never returned home. Why?
Because Afghans are different nationalities.
Rich, I don't need your help
There's
at
Pakistan,
all,
there's
ever.
Tajiki Afghans. You got three sorts of Afghans. So what are you talking about? Okay.
No, now you're a bunch of different people.
And
Now
Iranians
you're one
as well.
Iranian.
You've got different ethnic
They have always been different ethnic groups. So
What is
Marshall,
wrong with you?
stop autism. No, stop yourself.
Stop! You don't know what you're. Let me fucking speak. Iranians are not one ethnicity, okay? We're at least 8 different ethnicities. In case you didn't know, and we're mourning his death because he was a great person.
To you.
Because he spoke out about the
Marginalized people.
injustice that the Islamic Republic performing on the people of Iran and the massacres in January. Lindsey Graham was a great man.
He was best friends with Pahlavi.
Same thing. A great man.
Yeah, he was altruistic, he was philanthropic, he spoke out for marginalized people.
Was it the Russians or was it the Persians that killed him and assassinated him?
So, Jay, what about the other senator from South Carolina? Do you think the other senator is a racist also from South Carolina?
Who's this other senator?
His name's Tim Scott. Do you think he's a racist also? He's a Republican from South Carolina.
Oh my God, I can't stand him. Oh my God.
Do you think he's a racist also?
Do I think he's a racist?
You're gonna have to bring receipts.
Hold on, Azra. When you, as a black person, this might not be, super public information like that outside of black circles. When you see someone who is a black person who is, self-hating and a bootlicker for white people, they wouldn't be called racist, they'd be called coons.
So you're saying that about Tim Scott. You're calling him a bootlicker? That's what you're calling Tim Scott?
He called him a bootlicker coon. He's a bootlicker coon.
You as a gay black man, black people do not accept you for being black.
JJ, were you on this app celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, JJ? JJ, were you celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination on this app, JJ?
Joe, I think he's a great guy, and I think he's an excellent senator. Hey, Joe Hero, what's your take on everything? And on what is a hero, Joe?
Well, Lindsey Graham. I'll give my take on Lindsey Graham. Being a dove, I've definitely not enjoyed his war hawk tendencies. However, I respect him immensely in the power that he wielded for many years. That the seat he sat in, he's only the second senator since Eisenhower to hold that seat. The consistency, knowing Lindsey Graham over all the years. However, it always felt like he wasn't really for the grassroots. But neither here nor there. There was more things I agreed with him on than didn't. And it's definitely a shocking moment as a Republican voter to lose lose someone that has been so consistent throughout my entire Republican voting life. Lindsey Graham has always been involved in the election cycle. And, there's no doubt in his desire to want to liberate people from despot leaderships throughout the world. And I respect that, because I look at war more and how it affects me in our country, more so than how it would affect the Iranian people or the Ukrainian people. Chicago is Afghanistan people or the Iraq people or any of the other people that you had supported over the years in their liberation, right or wrong. Did Mustafa leave? It's quite selfless to some degree to have this desire to be a righteous figure in the world, and I'm sure Lindsey Graham and many people, Chicago think of him that way, and it's definitely a different take than how I perceived him as being a war hawk that I wasn't so necessarily excited about all the wars we fought.
I think progressive is next in the queue. Go progressive.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsey Graham definitely is a war criminal, and he was the number one F-35 salesman for Raytheon Boeing, and he didn't even work there. Some Russian pranksters prank called him one day and said, "This is the Turkish defense minister. We'd like to buy 100 F-35s." You should have seen Lindsey Graham wet his pants with excitement on that prank call. So when you say that he's a war hawk, the man really is a war criminal. And the fact that Russia and Ukraine, his friendship with Senator McCain, the war in Ukraine and Russia never would have happened without Lindsey Graham and John McCain, two devastating traitors to the well-being of this republic, because we have expensed tens of trillions and 20,000 lives in these regime change wars. And I know lots of young 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that didn't get to celebrate the 4th of July because they fought world wars for the Bushes, the Obamas, the Clintons, war criminals and vaccine criminals that have gutted this country's treasury, left us with nothing but progressive, liberal, faggot retards that are retarded. This is clown world. Hello?
Yeah, we are. No, we're not. I love how you said forget about the war that's you fucking retard. How many American soldiers have died?
Honestly,
13 to 20. Oh, 13.
Jay, I don't know where you are. You said you're in New York, or I think that's where you are. Are you happy that there are not long-range ballistic missiles with a nuclear warhead coming right at you in Manhattan? Are you happy about that?
When is it
happening? Maybe since you didn't even know who JFK was, I think there's a good chance you really didn't follow specifically. Jay, maybe you need to follow where they were with threshold capacity. Do you know where they were with threshold capacity? Do you even know what that term means?
Abby,
do you know? No, Jay. Do you know what that term means?
I do know what that means.
Do you know what is threshold capacity mean?
Abby, do you know what the JCPOA is?
Yes, I know it. I lobbied. How long did I spend in Washington lobbying against it, including my fucking senator that ended up voting for it? Yes, I know it pretty well. Unfortunately, had to live with it, and thank goodness we got out of it. So why don't you tell me about the JCPOA? Why don't you tell me, who were the parties to the JCPOA? Without you Googling.
This is not going to be an interrogation of me.
So that's not all things political. You said it's a senseless war. I asked you about nuclear warheads coming at you on long-range ballistic missiles.
Jay, shut your mouth while Abby's talking. Jay, shut your mouth while Abby's talking, man.
So when someone says we're in a senseless war, I asked them to look at what the alternative is. And the alternative would have been long-range ballistic missiles that they were very clear, and that government to say are going to be reaching the shores of Manhattan. So, where you're comfortably sitting, if you think that that's a good risk that our country was taking, then maybe we shouldn't have done it. However, for some of us, we'd like not to be nuked by an Iranian long-range missile. How do you feel about that?
I feel that you can't. Okay, that to me. So, Brett, can you tell these people to shut up as well? If we're gonna mod?
Yeah, but Brett works for me. So does Abby.
There you go.
Just
All right,
for the
so
one.
we're gonna mod it.
Was it trying to get my check last week?
Jay. I'm back. One at a time. Jay, respond.
Yeah. So
Anybody interrupts him, go straight to the audience.
Thank you, Rafi. So what I was saying is that it's very it's very problematic to look at any foreign policy or domestic policy in a vacuum. Okay? One thing affects another. So yeah, I was more comfortable under the circumstances of Obama and the JCPOA, and just because they have reached a certain threshold, we were still not attacked. Haven't been attacked here in New York since 9/11, 2001, 25 years ago. So yes, I, as a New Yorker...
No, Jay, but this was about a year ago.
Yeah, well, I like to be able to do it. So, yeah, you asked me if I was more comfortable under those, under those parameters. Yes, I was. I felt much more comfortable, and I just feel very frustrated when people go and they list all these things about people can if they want, so I don't care. There's a lot of Trump supporters here. That's problematic, which is my point. If you're going to mention all of these presidents who have, engaged in wars and John McCain and all this stuff, and you're not going to fucking mention Trump and $35 million that we spent on this war already, and we're still in the war, and the gas prices, a billion, exactly. Gas prices and all these.
How are your gas prices?
High.
I paid $2.60.
You fucking retard. You guys are sitting here talking about how fans are reservists and that it works on your body, but you're just wrong. You're just fucking
शान्तानं शान्तोषधी ॐ शान्तायो शान्ता पृथिवी शान्तमिदम् शान्तानं शान्तोषधी ॐ शान्तायो शान्ता पृथिवी शान्तमिदम् अन्तरिक्षम् शान्तानं शान्तोषधी ॐ शान्तायो शान्ता पृथिवी शान्तमिदम् अन्तरिक्षम् शान्तानं शान्तोषधी ॐ शान्तायो शान्ता पृथिवी शान्तमिदम् अन्तरिक्षम् शान्ताहुनम् शान्तानं शान्तोषधी शान्तानि पूर्वभूतानि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वभूतानि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतमस्तु ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च सर्वमेव समास्पुरम्। ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु नः। ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यम् भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु नः। ॐ शान्तानि भूतानि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु नः। ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु नः। ॐ शान्तानि पूर्वरूपाणि शान्तं नोऽस्तु कृताकृतम् शान्तं भूतं च भव्यं च सर्वमेव समस्तु सर्वमेव समस्तु सर्वमेव समस्तु पृथिवी शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्वशान्ति शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पृथिवी शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व
शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिरेधि पृथ्वी शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पृथिवी शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः
Raj, you're stupid.
शान्ति देवा शान्ति सर्वमे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः पृथ्वी शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पृथ्वी शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः पृथ्वी शान्तिरन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पृथ्वी शान्तिरन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्ति शान्ति सर्व शान्ति सामा शान्ति शान्तिः पृथ्वी शान्तिरन्तरिक्ष शान्ति शान्तिरापः
शान्तिरूषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वमे देवाः शान्ति सर्वमे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्तिः शान्तिः सर्व शान्तिः सामा शान्तिः शान्तिः ॐ पृथिवी शान्तिरन्तरिक्ष शान्तिर्यो शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वमे देवाः शान्तिः सर्वमे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्तिः शान्तिः सर्व शान्तिः सामा शान्तिः शान्तिः ॐ अन्तरिक्ष शान्तिर्यो शान्तिरापः शान्तिरूषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वमे देवाः शान्तिः सर्वमे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिरापः शान्ति सर्व शान्तिरेधि शान्तिः शान्तिः सर्व शान्तिः सामा शान्तिः शान्तिः सामा शान्तिः शान्तिः सामा शान्तिः 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 सर्व शान्तिः समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह तच्चिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु शान्तिः शान्तिः सर्व शान्तिः समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्छान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु शान्तिः शान्तिः सर्व शान्तिः समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्छान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु शान्तिः सर्व शान्तिः समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं
तच्चान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेवं समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्चान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्चान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं शान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्चान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्चान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं यदिह पापं तच्चान्तं तच्छिवं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः तामे शान्तिमे सर्वशान्तिमे समयामोहं यदिह घोरं यदिह क्रूरं सर्वमेव समस्तु नः सर्वमेव समस्तु नः सर्वमेव समस्तु नः
They have long-range missiles firing up to 6,000. Come on. You're gonna wait for them to build up that capability.
No, they're not going to. We bombed them. We bombed them repeatedly to get rid of their nuclear capabilities. No, it's not going to happen.
Also, well, hold on. So our allies are technically usually Europe. Now, we have but lately we have sort of pushed Europe to the side and insulted them for the Middle East. The Middle East is not going to join us. Now, if we were to launch a war, we would have a small number of years, we'd have a number of Americans. We would traditionally have Europeans on our side, like we did Afghanistan and Iraq. Relationships with the leaders of Europe. Yes, with the leaders of Europe. So had we not done that, there's a possibility for a coalition to go in of Europe. Possibility, but that's gone because we have destroyed those relationships and become very anti-European, and they feel it and they know it, and they're not going to work with us. We've betrayed them. We've left them for the Middle East, which is not going to send any soldiers. They don't have enough military or enough will to go fight with us. So we're mostly alone. We could have had a coalition troops to help, but that was finished off quite a while ago by this administration. So that's a big thing that is working against us. That's also a big thing.
And also, one thing else that is working against you guys is that other countries will be helping them to get that nuclear capability back again, because nuclear.
Is for pensions. What?
You were trolling those guys. I said that was pretty funny when you were trolling those other guys in the room.
I don't know if it's trolling. It's just me, saying my truth.
Trolling, but it's showing that they're total retards.
Well, do you think Lindsey Graham was assassinated? I would say there's a very good chance that he was.
I think he was.
But I think so too.
I think they poisoned him. Because, he visited this drone factory in Ukraine, and then the Russians blew up that drone factory after he left. Right after he left. And, yeah. Honestly, I think God had a role to play in it as well.
It's a dangerous game. They knew he was going to that facility.
It's getting out of hand with the whole Russia oil penalty, the penalty tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting out of hand. That was Lindsey Graham's idea. I think that's why God had to step in, intervene.
There's breaking news. Raytheon has announced that they're building a new aircraft carrier called the Lindsey Graham. It's estimated to cost $140 billion. He will live on forever in the high seas.
Raytheon, what's going to cost 130 billion?
It's just a joke.
I understood that joke. That's hilarious. Yeah, he was a warmonger. He loved war.
Yeah.
Same thing with McCain. Like, the problem is in Clubhouse, conservatives are retards and they don't understand that they're like, oh, Republican, I'm conservative. Well, Trump's not really a conservative. He's just a better option than Kamala. I'll give you that.
Well, you can't really just become an objective ethicist or a libertarian economic, in terms of separating state and economy, because when you can't cut a check and you're the president of an organization, you have no fucking power. So to think that anybody who assumes the power of unlimited checks is just going to give that up, like, no, they're never going to do it. It would take a saint to finally say, okay, I'm no longer going to cut checks. Like, the economy has to be real. It can't be a state-run economy, because everything we have in our reality, especially in healthcare, it's only possible because of debt and government funding. It's crazy how much we spend on healthcare. Like, that's really the biggest parasite in our society.
I used it because my dad's and he was really proud of the past membership on me. I stayed because the service is so good.
Oh, my bad. I was unmuted. Yeah, I was reading 440,000 people became millionaires in the U.S. last year. That 1,200 people a day, accounting for nearly half of the world's new millionaires.
Wow. It's good to be an American.
It was a good equity record last year.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it went back.
Down by 50%.
Yeah. I bet you they somehow got a toxin into his bloodstream, and that's what took him out. And it could be a Ukrainian, because I've read articles about how Ukraine arrests internal Russian operatives who have been turned, because there's so much of this is about just money, and everybody knows that the political situation is bullshit. It's just a question of how much can we steal. And so Lindsey Graham, fucked around, found out he shouldn't have flown his ass out there, because it was probably some Ukrainian that took him out and got paid millions of dollars. Figure it out, arrest him if he was indeed assassinated by an internal Ukrainian, espionage agent. You know who General Petraeus is? Anybody? General Petraeus? He's he led the surge in Iraq, and now he's CEO of one of the largest private equity firms called KKR or something like that. And he posts war maps of the Ukraine-Russian conflict on behalf of Council on Foreign Relations. And so he posted something about the raids in Iraq. Dollars, and they say it was all Iranian Shia proxy theft and larceny. So I wrote on LinkedIn, I said, is the U.S. investigating which programs or projects resulted in these hundreds of millions in U.S. currency? And General Petraeus actually responded and said, no, the U.S. is not going to be investigating this because it has nothing to do with government funding. Like that was all part of Iraq and Afghanistan rebuilding projects. But I'm thinking, like, if these fucking Iraqi leaders have hundreds of millions of U.S. cash, it ultimately ties back to us. So why aren't, like, you know, the fucking general straight up, he responded on LinkedIn. He's like, nope. And it's like, okay, nope. Well, dude, we cause all the
FDA, and now he sits on Pfizer's board of directors, or vice versa. Scott Gottlieb, was that his name?
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah. So it's like, isn't that fascism? The merger of the state and corporate?
I don't know if it's the merger, but
I mean, that was Mussolini's definition, but
yeah, you could say we have corporate fascism in the sense that they control our economy by controlling the government, which gives them all their profit. I mean, could you imagine being a president of a county or a state or a governor or something, and somebody from a private equity firm is like, hey, we know you guys have budget constraints, but we want you to just keep borrowing and spending on Medicare, Medicaid, because
against COVID-19.
yeah, and at scale.
COVID death.
Listen, we live in a first-person shooter game, and if you're alive right now, you're lucky you made it. Hundreds of thousands of U.S. soldiers have been seriously injured in conflicts over the past 26 years, and over 20,000 U.S. soldiers have died. And millions of people died in 2021 or in late 2020 when they first started administering the clot shots. And you're lucky if you took it and you don't even have side effects. I mean, you're so lucky, because there's lots of people whose health rapidly deteriorated upon impact. So the two biggest war crimes today are vaccines and military. And Lindsey Graham, I'm sure when the take a shot from some international biopharmaceutical corporation worth $250 billion that just got $40 billion in federal funding for an emergency. Like, the whole thing, like, we will never have arrests. We will never have justice because it's industrial, and we can't bring down one of the biggest fake industries on the planet. It's such a scam, and it's all funded by our government by borrowing and spending and taxing, which only covers a little bit of the whole fucking scam. So if you're alive in the scam, we could save our society, because we're competing against India and China, and they don't have fake economies like ours. In China, if you can't make a living and you're a woman, you're on the street live streaming your face all night long just to have a sandwich. There's no fucking I keep calling out, the fiscal crisis in Illinois, and
we're just talking about that. That's why Hunter was talking about that. That your mayor there is a bigger fucking retard than Lori Lighthead. I didn't think you could get anyone worse than him. But this guy's proved it over and over and over.
yeah, he keeps saying that Chicagoans want a revolution. An African American reparation program in Evanston, Illinois, which is just north of Chicago. He said it's unconstitutional, anti-American, breaks the 14th, 15th, 13th Amendments, etc., and it's illegal and unlawful and discriminatory and racist. And it's supposedly payback for a structural racist society. But every single lawyer and judge wants this attorney general terminated, fired, suspended, arrested because he's pushing back against their narratives and their bullshit fake society. So it's all out there. We have a Catholic priest who's very well known in Chicago who's been accused multiple times of pederasty, and the Cook County president Tony Preckwinkle 3 weeks ago gave him a check for $20 million for anti-violence programs. And he was just suspended by the archdiocese for being accused again of being a pedophile. Fucking pedophile F word that you just snapped photos with and gave him 20 million of property taxpayer money. Like, why is the president of the county giving away taxpayer property taxes to a pedo priest? Like, the whole thing is, I mean, we just have a population that is completely mass hypnotized, and so they're totally disengaged from the pain that they're suffering financially at the hands of these Democrat progressive taxologists. And it's just Netflix and Hulu and Clown House and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and 100 other platforms of attention, but yet there's no attention to the failed leadership and communist socialist wealth redistribution programs that they call investment. It's not investment, it's theft, and they should be arrested. And we need federal marshals and the FBI making high-level political arrests. Sell it. And our mayor offered $1 billion more than the highest bidder. This dumb fuck. Yeah, this dumb fuck overbid by $1 billion to get our property back, and he was going to cost the city. But see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's all a scam, because if he was going to overpay, he's giving that money to Abu Dhabi. Like, he's positioning himself for a kickback at the end of it all. But anyways, the Night King is here. True terror of stupidity has arrived. I heard you say to Sig you were going to roll up at his house, and Sig was like, bring it, faggot. He didn't give a shit. He's like, bring it, faggot. Night King talks tough, but unfortunately, there are weapons to defeat the Night King. I've seen Game of Thrones, and there are medals.
Oh my God, get off of my dick.
There are
Anyway, are y'all done?
Are we done?
Did you play sports in school?
Yes, I did.
Who'd you play?
Take a guess.
Basketball?
Yeah,
Football?
yeah,
Track?
yeah,
I mean, like, were you on the track team?
yeah.
You competed in district?
What you want my times and all of that shit and shit like that? That was so long ago, sir. There's been other accomplishments.
What would you do, like, short, like sprinting, long distance? What were you?
Distance. A little long distance, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't like the star of the team or nothing. That's what you're asking. Because we did that in the off season for like active meets and stuff like that, even though like they went to them and stuff, like I didn't compete, I use it for conditioning.
Were you on A team or B team in basketball?
Yeah, as I said many times, I don't give a shit for both countries, and you're not gonna tell me which shit smells better, though. That's one thing I always told you. They're all the same shit countries. So when you fucking think I'm for Russia, you must be a little
mother
retarded.
eats shit.
I thought you
You
were
were
a Russian plant in America. No, I speak Russian. I come from Russia, but again, I don't live there for a reason because I'm a Jew.
Rafi,
Both of them.
Rafi, I have a question for clarification on this. Rafi, would you want the United States to carpet ball Moscow?
Sure. God bless.
There you go.
I don't give a fuck.
How that work out, brother?
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly, Rafi. That's what your future is
Also,
gonna be.
you are
Flat is right.
Surely prevail. The Holy Land was given to Bnei Israel, and he said, if you did not enter the Holy Land, you were a coward. They made them wander in the desert for 40 years. And then after the 40 years, Allah commanded them to re-enter into the Holy Land, which he gave to Bnei Israel. And Allah says, he who fights in my name shall surely prevail. Show us since 1948. Show us where the state of Israel, you Uli, Bob showed, Mother showed, El Sharmuta. Show me since 1948.
You will be killed in every part of the
Where
world.
you fucking Indian fucking Muslim? Where has Israel lost the war, you fucking faggot?
Where the fuck will you
I can't wait until Pakistan destroys
You
your
will
country.
be fucked in every country.
Retarded fucking Muslim India.
Okay.
Show me since 1948 where Israel's lost the war.
Okay.
Answer the question, you shot her with it.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Where did JJ go?
AJ ran away like a bitch. That's
JJ and Pepe at the same time.
He's saying the same person. No, we're saying that David's a retard.
Maybe they pinged each other. Pinging.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Mayor, can you tell us where Israel's lost the war since 48? Because that would show that Allah does
I
not.
said all of you will be hunt in every part
Just
of the
remember,
world.
the Jews
One
in
by
Israel.
one.
Hold on, the Jews in Israel are fighting
You
against
will perish in
Muslims,
the ashes of
which
this
shows you that the Muslims are not actually fighting in the name of Allah because they're going against Allah's command.
Anything to Muslims,
That
except
that of the land.
Everywhere.
And the Muslims are going against Allah's commands.
Rising day by day.
No, you're not. You have the highest rates of
Rising
apostates.
day by day.
You guys actually have decreasing numbers for
finish
Islam.
you one day.
No, you won't.
Actually, I've been speaking to a lot of Iraqi, Yemenis, young gentlemen, amazing people, and they're saying they're all walking away from religion. This is amazing.
They're also pro-Israel, Rafi. They're also pro-Israel.
Funny part is the ones that are living in Iraq, like I'm talking about, like the young 20-year-olds. They're all pro-Israel. They're tired of their governments of pushing religion down their throats. This argument, the fight, and everything. And it's not a joke. But there's a lot that come to this room and speak about it.
I've seen it. I've heard it.
You know, Rafi, most of the youth in Israel, what they are doing, drugs.
Hey, bloody brother!
Mental isolation. All you need mental health. All of your youth is in depression. All of your youth is in depression.
Allah is a snack bar.
You guys are so low IQ, Mir. It's insane to listen to.
Brad,
You need
Brad, can you
mental
cuss him out and hit me?
clinics everywhere in Israel.
Shukran.
Allahu Akbar, boom.
Brad, cuss him out in Hindi.
This whole room has been absolutely ridiculous.
You know, the best boom, who did the best boom, Brad? Brad, who did the best boom? It was Hitler who did the best.
All right, hold on. Mir, I have an answer for you. I'm a Jew, Mir, and I just want to say, Hitler did nothing wrong. He just killed the wrong
I
people.
don't care what a
Hitler did nothing wrong. He just killed the wrong people. He should have killed the fucking Muslims.
Okay, this is a news live stream. I just want to let the YouTube moderators know that I try my best to set editor, publisher. I have to report the news, and a lot of times we have to give context from a journalistic news perspective. What you've just listened to is online social chatter on the Clubhouse streets. We're going to put our meditation back on. I hope everybody is enjoying their afternoon. This is Meditating with John. Ribbon Shalom.
Each and every being is constantly searching and trying to achieve the state of ultimate peace. But by far, most persons experience very short and temporary episodes of peace, and for the greater part are quite at a distance from that